What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Bleacher Report. I am your host, TD from TD PHINS TALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans, with your Miami Dolphins post-game reaction. We finally get on the board with the W. The Dolphins win the game versus the New York Jets. Congratulations to the Miami Dolphins and all the players that did all they could to win this game. There was a bittersweet situation in the game. We're going to talk about all of that and more right here on the post-game show, all right? Listen, first and foremost, let's get right into the Miami Dolphins. What happened in this game? First and foremost, the Dolphins came out and got out of the gate. At first there was a scare, though. I will say that the Jets actually took the ball downfield, and right at the 1 yard line, Jack Jones came through for honestly, that might be the play of the game. That might be the play of the game. First drive for the Jets at the 1 yard line, Jack Jones punches the ball out on a fumble, and the Dolphins recover it. They had moved down the field at ease with zero resistance, having their way running the football. And it started to look like it was going to be a horrible sign for the rest of the night. But Jack Jones saved the day on that punch-out fumble, and the Dolphins never really looked back at that point. Yeah, there were a few more scares in the game, but after that punch-out, the Dolphins responded, took it all the way down the field, and punched in a touchdown from who? The same guy I told y'all through the week. I did a stream throughout the week right here on Bleacher Report, and I told you all there is hope. There is a secret weapon that's about to be released, and it is none other than Darren Waller. Everybody, I went back and I watched I looked at the comments. Everybody laughing at me. Oh, look at this guy talking about Darren Waller. We don't know what he's going to do. How are you going to make him out to be the secret weapon? Let me re-explain why I knew Darren Waller would open up the offense a little bit, okay? This offense was predicated last year around Jonnu Smith, and he had a career year. And ever since Jonnu Smith has been gone, we haven't had the big body threat. We haven't attacked the seams. We haven't attacked the middle. We haven't attacked the outside. And I said, since they activated Jonnu, it's going to make life easier for Tyreek, Waddle, and Jonnu's going to eat. And sure enough, Jonnu back at the end zone where the defenders can't get it because he's too tall. 2 feet down, touchdown. Jonnu on a critical third down early in the game, first down. Jonnu again in the end zone, touchdown. I told y'all early in the week that he would be a difference maker. Now, albeit a difference maker against the bad teams, because when we play the better teams, we're going to have to come with a much better game plan than we did tonight. Because I'm going to be honest with you, as good as the offense looked tonight, let's be clear, it was the Jets. There was nothing impressive about the Jets. As a matter of fact, let me give you a stat. We scored 27 points against the Jets. We are the 4th team they've played. And with 27 points, we've scored the least amount of points against them. With 27 whole points, we scored the least amount. I keep saying Jonnu, but y'all know what I'm talking about, Darren Waller. I'm sorry. I know I keep saying Jonnu, but I meant Darren Waller, obviously, right? But we're going to have to be better still on offense. This is the Jets. I expected in my pregame prediction, I said the Dolphins would win 27-17. I knew that we would score on the Jets. They've been that bad on defense all year. But we got to be better, and here's why. Not only did we score 27, but it was rocky throughout the night. I mean, it didn't even I didn't feel comfortable the whole game. I felt like the Jets were still in it the entire game. They had like 15 penalties. They turned the ball over 3 times. Nothing absolutely went their way. And we somewhat, you can say, barely win. The Dolphins still got a lot of work to do. but we're going to celebrate our victory, and we're going to take this one as a building block moving forward as we have the Carolina Panthers, which is another winnable game. So it's a lot for the Dolphins to put their head up and be proud of this game, but they got to build on to it. This isn't a defining game. This isn't a game that says, oh, we're back. So much more to still clean up. But good job by the offense. I thought Tua was good in this game. He was poised. He had time to throw. We ran the ball well. A-Chain did his thing. Waddle did his thing. And I keep saying Jonnu, it's a habit. Waller did his thing. Tyreek Hill did his thing until he didn't. And I'm going to be honest with you, during the game, I was kind of deflated because I feel like Tyreek Hill's injury is going to be bigger than the current circumstances suggest. Tyreek's injury is bigger than the current circumstances. It's going to be hard to win games without Tyreek Hill, ladies and gentlemen. We can win games, but when you're playing the best of the best, you're playing the good teams in this league, it's going to be hard to win games because no longer a team's going to say, you know what, I'm scared of that speed. No, they're going to, like, moving forward, teams are now, if Tyreek is out long-term, which it looks like it possibly will be, teams are now going to say, hey, let's take away the middle, go after the run, and force them to throw deep. All they got is Waddle. Let's take those odds. Let's take those odds. That's what teams are going to do. And I'm telling you, we got to be almost flawless moving forward if we're not going to have Tyreek. In other words, we can't even play like we played tonight without Tyreek moving forward, or we're in trouble. Dolphins got some major decisions to make, man. And I'm going to be honest with you, it's kind of nerve-wracking because you look at like I'm an individual that loves to think about the future of the team, what's going to put us in the best position of the future. And it reminds me of last year where you're not in a position to give up hope because you still have a chance, but the odds are so slim to none. But you keep chipping away at it, and as you win a game, you know you're going to win, and lose a game that you should have lost. You just keep on getting closer to your fate, but you're also hurting your future from a draft capital standpoint, from a, trade standpoint where you can get capital. We missed out on trading Calais Campbell last year, and Jonnu as well. We could have got trade capital for some draft capital for that. And that's the position the Dolphins are in. As we win games like this, we'll push forward, we'll stretch forward and keep going after wins. And I'm all for it. I'm all for going after the wins and trying to do something special. But having Tyreek Hill hurt, it really like makes you question it, It makes you question it. And it sucks it happens on the night where you get your first win, where you're supposed to be nothing but excited about it. And this happens. It's just always tough, man. But the Dolphins, good win. Again, a win is a win no matter how it happens. And that's how I feel about it. Good win. But reality is we're going to have to be way better than this. And a lot of people probably feel like we played great. No, we're going to have to be way better than this. We're going to have to be way better than this moving forward. So big ups to the Dolphins, but I do have to say this. The Jets are a really bad team. The New York Jets are a really bad team. And I don't say that because I dislike the Jets, because I do dislike the Jets. I can't stand the Jets. Division rivals, it's just natural, okay? It's natural. But they are a really bad team, man. I mean, they had 13 penalties in this game. 13 penalties. Like, that's atrocious. They lost 3 fumbles in this game. 3. 13 penalties, 3 fumbles. That's your game. The NFL now, it's coming down to being a game where you turn the ball over and you're not disciplined and you have penalties, you're going to lose. That's why we've been losing. And we had 6 penalties tonight. Now, I know some people like, the refs were calling bad play. Yeah, I saw some bad calls, but you can't make that an excuse because You earned a lot of your bad calls. Like, yeah, okay, they called a holding on you. It was a holding. Yeah, they didn't call the personal foul ripping your helmet off, but you still held. Like, you still were killing yourselves, man. And here's why I try to tell you all that we still got to be better as Dolphin fans, because here's why. Here's what a lot of people won't realize. Their offense was better than ours tonight. The Jets' offense was better than the Dolphins' offense tonight. Some of y'all may find that hard to believe. The Jets had 197 rushing yards. We had 123. Absolutely dominated us in the rush game. 74 more yards than us rushing. The Jets had 207 passing yards. We had 177. Beat us in that too. The Jets had 7.1 yards per play. The Dolphins had 5.4 yards per play. Absolutely beat us. The Jets had 404 total yards. Dolphins 300. Outgained us by 100 yards, the length of the football field. You can say that's that time they went down there and fumbled at the one. But 3 turnovers, you're losing the game. They did not protect the football, and they lost the game. The punt return, fumbled it, giveaway for us, gave us points. Like, we won that game, but the Jets also helped us win it. The Jets also helped us win it. So we still have to be better, but I'm glad that in week 4 we had the Jets on our schedule to tune us up and get us in a better place. Now we need to build on this. Hopefully the guys see a win and they feel inspired, because I know they're going to be a little bit deflated because Tyreek is probably going to be out a while, but they have to get a little inspired. They have to get a little bit inspired. Because as many of us are going to say, yeah, the Dolphins got to win. We played well. Waller went off. A-Chain went off. Waddle even made plays. Tua didn't turn the ball over. When you really look at it, really dive in, we got to be better because they outplayed us. They just turned the ball over. They turned the ball over. So Miami, good win. Let's build on this. Congratulations to the Dolphins. We got our first win, so we know we're not going to go 0 for 17, but we need to see if we can make a little push, because you never know, man. You never know what could happen. You know, they tried to use Malik Washington a lot in this game. He made a few plays here and there, but yeah, you never know. I mean, you just got to keep chipping at it. We got the Carolina Panthers this week. The Patriots absolutely, put something on them, so we got to go beat the Panthers. You beat the Panthers, you're 2-3. There's light at the end of the tunnel. Then you got the chart. But 1 week at a time. I'm not going to go that far. 1 week at a time. Good win by the Dolphins. Player of the game. I'm going to start giving a player of the game. The player of the game is Darren Waller. First game back since playing in 2023. 2 touchdowns, big time third down conversion. He was the player of the game. Without Darren Waller today, ladies and gentlemen, we lose. Without Darren Waller, we lose. Without Darren Waller, we lose. So, honorable mention, Devin A-Chain. A lot of shifty moves, making a lot of nice runs in this game. Waddle showed up when Tyreek went down. He had like a drive or two where he was making an impact. Yeah. And Tua, you didn't turn the ball over. It was a bad snap at once, but that ain't nothing. You didn't turn the ball over. See, one turnover by Tua in this game could have been the end of us, but he didn't turn the ball over, and this is how he has to play every week. Yeah, he had 2 or 3 errant throws. No biggie. He delivered the rest of them. See, when you don't turn the ball over, the misses here and there don't matter because they're few in between. But when you add those misses with turning the football over, you're losing your team the game. And this is why we didn't lose this game. Tua Tagovailoa didn't turn the ball over. When he can play clean football and not turn the ball over, we good. And I see y'all in the chat. I know I kept saying Jonnu because I got so used to Jonnu last year, but it's Darren Waller, man. Darren Waller did his thing. Congratulations to him. Big ups to him. And he's going to help us this year, especially with Tyreek being out. But will it be enough with Tyreek out? Because when Tyreek was in, he went 6 for 6 for 67 yards. When Tyreek was in the game, he was 6 for 6, 7 yards. Who going to make up for that? Who's going to make up for it? So we'll see. Thank y'all for tuning in to the Miami Dolphins post-game reaction. Fins up no matter what. We can build on this. All right? Somebody in the chat said, don't act like Tua is good, TD. We're a bad team. The Jets are just worse. Listen, Tua played a good game today. Tua helped this team win today. That's all that matters. You evaluate it game by game. Has he been bad this season? Absolutely. But you know what? He just checked off a solid one on the resume. 3 bad games, 1 solid one. 1 good one. I ain't even going to say solid. It was good. So see if he could build on this. Maybe he could build on this and start turning things around and helping the team. We're not going to just, he's bad. The Jets were just bad. Yeah, we know that, but hey, it's 1 week at a time. It's 1 week at a time. All right? So let's push forward. Fins up no matter what. And I know y'all want to talk about the defense being bad, but again, I keep telling y'all I really don't talk much about the defense. And the reason why is, why am I going to talk down on a unit that we should expect this from? It's just part of the problem. Like we keep on saying the defense is still bad, though. I told y'all this preseason. You should have expected this. We sacrificed money off of the defense, kept it on the offense, and things starting to catch up, man. Things are starting to catch up. So you got a lot of your money on offense. This is how it works now. So your offense has to carry. And today they did enough carrying. Now, and by the way, the defense actually played solid in certain spurts of the game. That second and third quarter, the defense was amazing. Justin Fields gets the one running you down on him. That was going to happen. The defense actually played solid enough in this game, and obviously we won. Someone say I never address corner or linebacker because the corners, they're the corners we know. Like Jack Jones made some plays. He's a corner. He punched out the fumble for us. They got on top of some screens the Jets tried to run here and there, and that was tight coverage when Garrett Wilson caught the touchdown. I thought the corners were good enough. Now, when we zoned up and Fields had a few 20-yard chunks, it happens, but he didn't throw the ball like crazy all over the place today. In the linebackers, again, in the run game, you got a mobile quarterback. We not built for that. I knew we were going to give up rushing yards galore. I knew that. But I'm not going to keep on complaining about the defense. What's understood doesn't have to be explained. They played well enough today to win. Now, going into a lot of other games, that's not going to be good enough, and we're going to have to improve that. But right now, I'm not going to be down on the defense, all right? But again, thank y'all for tuning in to Bleacher Report. This is your Miami Dolphins post-game reaction. We'll build on this in Carolina next week. We got to play better, okay? Because Carolina's a little mad. They've been playing well, but they're a little mad right now after that loss, after what just happened to them. So look for them to come out inspired. And we got to be able to go on the road, I think it is, and be able to handle business against them. We got to be able to, string together some wins. That's what we got to do. We got to string together a few wins. And let me just make sure, the Panthers, we got to go on the road. So that's going to be a huge game. We need to win it. And then we got the Chargers at home. This is like a 3-game stretch that we're going to have to take care of business. We're going to have to. All right, y'all. But thank y'all so much for tuning in. And I will see you all Monday. Tomorrow will be Victory Monday. We'll talk about some of the keys to the game, and we'll get an update on Tyreek Hill's prognosis to understand what the future looks like. All right, y'all. Y'all take care. Fins up no matter what. I'll see y'all soon. Let's go. We were on the board 1-3, but let's try to make it 2-3. I'm out. See you soon. Peace. Fins up for those on YouTube right now. We're still live. That was my Bleacher Report post-game reaction. I do that after every Miami Dolphins game. I kind of dual stream. I stream over there and I stream over here on YouTube at the same time, just FYI for those who don't know. So I'm letting that load real quick, and then yeah, we'll be good. What's up, Glenn? What's up, man? You've been missing. Everybody been asking about you, Glenn. I know where you've been, but everybody's been wondering. Now, Glenn, it's not going to be a good look because they say as soon as the Dolphins win, Glenn going to come out of hiding. That's what they said, Glenn. But I know that ain't the case. I know that's not the case, all right? Let me bring this up over here. Give me a second. And we're not going to fire up another stream. We're just going to keep this one going. Put your chats in the comment section. I'll read them off. We got Alex Adams said, do you think Tyreek Hill's injury affects his trade value if we decide to trade him? It's a wrap. It's a wrap. You can't trade Tyreek. Even if they come out and said Tyreek going to be out only 4 weeks, hypothetically, which I don't think going to be the case. But just say hypothetically, they say Tyreek's going to be out 4 weeks. He done. You can't trade him. Nobody's going to get a look at him post-injury or anything. It's going to be right at the trade deadline. That's a wrap. That's gone. The trading of Tyreek, it ain't even possible now. That's done. It's done. So ain't no value. We messed up on that. You know, this is how I feel about the Dolphins. We know how to put ourselves in the most impossible possibility. Let me explain that because y'all can be like, what? We can't catch a break even if we want to time something or predict something. We can't even catch a break. Y'all give me a second. Give me one moment. Okay. Making sure I turned that off. All right. So we can't even catch a break even if we want to time something. So here's the man, you know what? I'll just have a moment of realness. All right. And I always do, but I see it's moments like this. I hate to do it after a victory because we did win. Yeah, I gotta talk to y'all. So I hate talking real, especially after a win, because you know it's a lot of people that in their mind right now. See, man, you know, if we just keep doing this and we keep doing that, we'll be all right. Just stay at it. Like the Jets are horrible, y'all. And we barely beat them. They are horrible. Like y'all watch the same game I watch, right? Like we done got our fair share of penalties this year, but it's never looked that bad. Like the Jets, they were like stacking penalties. Every time they got to the 30, they end up on the 50. Every time they got on our 30 to score, they ended up on the 50. Like penalty after just they are bad. And I'm telling y'all, I said this in the show already, but I want y'all to think about this. We put up 27, and that's the least amount of points they held a team to this year. We put up 27, and we still scored the least amount of points of any other team against them. The least. And actually trying to play every possession because it was never really out of reach. Let me say this. We done played 4 games now. We have played a quarter of football. Just barely under a quarter of football. And I'm going to tell y'all how many games we going to win now. My updated record prediction. We got 1 win already. The Panthers are 2. The Browns. Oh, see, and look at this. A trash team like the Browns are the type of teams that scare me the most because they're pass rush. The Jets have absolutely no pass rush. Everybody hurt. Their big time players are hurt. And even the one that was playing, I forgot his name, he got hurt in the first quarter and had to walk off. The Browns pass rush scares me, but I'm going to give us a win. I'm going to give us the win. But I'm telling y'all, mark my words when I tell y'all the Browns. But I'm going to give us the win. But I'm concerned about that game. So that's 3 wins. You know who I don't think we're going to actually beat? The Atlanta Falcons. Without Tyreek Hill, I don't think we're going to beat the Atlanta Falcons. I don't. Ravens, you already know my thoughts. Bills again, without Tyreek, yeah. I don't know about that one now. Commanders, Jaden will be back this week. That's at home. Ain't that overseas? Yeah, man. I don't know about that either. Saints, that's our 4th win. Jets again in New York in the winter. You can't pay a team to play that bad for the second time. I'm telling you, I don't feel good about beating the Jets in New York. Cold weather. I'll actually be at that game, by the way. I'll be at the game. I don't even feel good about that. Steelers, no. Bengals, will Burrow be back? Right now, I'm going to say no. There goes our 5th win. Bucks, ain't happening. Patriots, the end of the season. What y'all want me to say? They're getting better and better. Ladies and gentlemen, our floor is 5 wins. And who's to say we won't drop one of those? Our floor is 5 wins. Now, if I wanted to be generous and optimistic and give us a ceiling, I'll double back, right? I'll double back and I'll say, okay, we had 5. Well, we're going to beat Atlanta, 6. Well, we're going to beat the Patriots in the last game of the year, 7. I think we're about to win 5 to 7 games. That's just the whole cold, hard truth. I think the Miami Dolphins are about to win 5 to 7 games. I don't have us beating the Bucks. I don't have us beating Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh on December 15th, cold as can be. I don't have us beating the Commanders, the Bills, the Ravens. I don't have us winning those 5 games. And we already got 3 losses. That can be 8 losses. That would be 9 and 8. But I'm leaving games out on that. Those are the guaranteed games I think we guarantee lose. I don't know. Chargers too. That's a toss-up. Maybe we do something special. That would be special. You beat the Chargers. Like, you beat the Panthers, right? And you beat the Chargers, who I'm telling you is a good team. See, the thing with the Chargers, when they lost Joe Alt in that line, they didn't have a backup plan. But they got 2 weeks before we see him for them to figure that out. And it's a sprain anyway, so he'll be back soon. But you beat the Chargers and the Panthers and you go 3-3. Then you beat the Browns and go 4-3. You beat Atlanta and go 5-3. I'll change my tune. You roll off 5 games in a row, whole different season. But you have to win all 5. If you're the Miami Dolphins, in 8 games, you got to be 5-3. You win those 5 games, I'll believe. I'll change my whole thought process of the team. And these are all winnable games, by the way. All winnable games. That'll give me confidence going up against not the Ravens, not the Bills, but maybe Washington. And that gets you 6 wins. Then the Saints 7 wins, the Jets 8 wins. The Bengals 9 wins. And then the Patriots at the end of the season 10 wins. You got to win the next 4 games, and if you do win the next 4 games, I think you can get to 10. I think you can get to 10. But you're not beating the Bucs, you're not beating the Steelers, you're not beating the Bills, you're not beating the Ravens. Those 4 you're not beating. You're not going to win those games. This team, listen, the truth of the matter is this team ain't built to win none of those 4 games. This team is not built to win none of those 4 games. Sorry. No matter how close we got with the Bills, without Tyreek Hill, we ain't built to win none of these 4 games. And that, again, let me repeat that. That's the Baltimore Ravens, Buffalo Bills, Pittsburgh, and the Bucs. We ain't built to beat none of those teams. But you can still get to 10. But in order to do that, you got to win the next 4. And if you win the next 4, I'll believe you can get to 10 and beat a wild card team. I'll believe it. But that means you got to beat the Chargers. But let's one game at a time. Let's start with the Panthers. Let's start with the Panthers. How am I tripping, y'all? Why y'all say I'm tripping? Y'all think I'm going overboard or I'm going underboard? Like, some of y'all probably like, no, man, we can go on a 13-3 run. Yeah, like, stop, okay? I'm not playing those games. But some of y'all might think I'm going overboard. And maybe I am. Bro, we're not winning 10 games. Yeah, it's highly likely that we're not. But like I said, I didn't say you were going to win the next 4 games. I said you need to win the next 4 games for me to believe that you might can actually get to 10. Because, look, in those 4 games, this is why I say that. In those 4 games, that means you beat the Chargers and you beat Atlanta. Those are solid teams. And if you can beat those solid teams, then you can beat the Jets again. You can beat the Jets. No question. You can beat the Jets again. You can beat the Patriots the second time. You can beat the Bengals if Burrow not back. You can beat the Saints. That's all I'm saying. You win them next 4. Yeah, you can win those other games I just said. And you'll have a chance against Atlanta. And what's that other team? In the Chargers. But I don't know if you will. We'll see. Stop, TD. Reek wasn't doing anything before his injury. Yeah, he wasn't doing anything, and that's why we were losing. And why you think we were winning tonight? He was 6 for 6 for 67 yards, well on his way to 100 yards. So please, stop, TD, because Reek wasn't doing nothing anyway. And that's why we were losing, because Reek wasn't getting off. Do you not understand that? We lose when Reek don't get off. That's the problem. So to make it seem like, oh, Reek wasn't doing nothing anyway, he wasn't a factor, that's why we were losing. And in the one game he was a factor tonight, 6 for 6, 67 yards, well on his way for an explosive game. And two already told you, yeah, I got to find Reek more. I got to put it up to him. We got to make sure the game plan was clear ever since last week. All right, let's get it to these guys. Now Reek is out. Change the game plan. Malik Washington can make some catches, but he ain't Tyreek Hill. He ain't going to put no fear and no defense in his route running. He can make some plays now, but he ain't going to do what Tyreek Hill does. He ain't finna have corners pre-snap, easing back to get a head start. They're going to be right there with him. They're going to be right there with him. But you were just praising him. Praising who? Who you talk about? Washington or Tyreek? Put it in the chat. I don't know what you're talking about. You got to clarify which one you mean. Because I praised Washington. He had a solid game. I said they got the ball to him quite a bit. They tried to make him a part of the offense tonight. Waller, the X factor. Waller ain't going to be the X factor as much as y'all think. This was a new wrinkle. The Jets are looking at film from the first 3 games. This is what that team did. That's what that team did. Okay. And they were trying to duplicate a lot of that stuff. Now Waller's in the mix. Every team's going to look at it. Okay, Waller. So how do we want to make sure we blanket him? And you know what? Usually I'll say, this is what I would say. If Tyreek didn't get hurt, I would literally be saying, yeah, Waller is the X factor. But now, because you can't game plan for 4 players. You can't game plan for Reek, Waller, A-Chain. Now without Tyreek, oh, it's easy money. I'm telling you now what's about to happen. Everybody going to clog up the middle. They're going to make sure they shut down the run with A-Chain. They're going to clog the middle for the passes for your tight end Waller, and they're going to say Waddle beat us. And Waddle going to make some plays. If you got Waddle in fantasy or anything like that, go get Waddle. He going to make plays, but he ain't enough to beat you alone. Waddle isn't going to be enough to beat you alone. They'll play Waddle straight up, and if he beat him, oh, hey, you just got a 45-yarder. Nice. All right, let's keep rolling. Waddle going to have to beat teams deep 3+ times a game to make a real impact. That's what's going to have to happen. So you can easily game plan now without Tyreek. Tyreek changes the whole defense. Matter of fact, we're not going to get as many cover 2 looks anymore. Well, everybody's been in cover 2, so teams are about to say, let's go. Let's play a little bit more cover 3, cover 1. Let's play now. Teams are going to play around with it now. If you beat them, we'll live with that. You're not going to do it 3-4 times a game. When Tua wins without Hill, I want to see. Tua can win without Hill, but you have absolutely no shot against the good teams without Hill. This is what I'm explaining to y'all. This isn't an end-all be. You can still beat the bad teams. We've already beat the bad teams without Tyreek Hill in the past. This ain't nothing new. When you play teams like the Jets, the Saints, the Panthers, and all of that, have y'all not learned nothing in 3 years? Have y'all not learned anything in 3 years? Not with McDaniel. Yes, we have. Do y'all forget that Tyreek was out like 2-3 weeks one time and we still won with McDaniel? I don't think it was last year. I think it was the year before. Y'all forgot? So y'all, we can win games without Tyreek, but because you're going to be playing the bad teams. You think you're going to beat Baltimore without Tyreek Hill? Buffalo a second time? The Bucks? Because all them teams going to make you put up 30+. You think you're going to put up 30+ without Tyreek Hill? I'm sorry. You got to play the Jets every week to do that, and we didn't even do that tonight. I'm telling y'all now, McDaniel, listen, Carolina, you better watch out for them too, because I know this is what Carolina's going to do. They're going to come in that game on Sunday, and McDaniel going to think that he has something with this play action rolling 2 out. And on Sunday, he's going to get a rude awakening, because what's going to happen is Carolina going to be disciplined on that back end. And every time Tua fake the hand around and turn around, he's going to have a guy coming straight to him. And he's going to be throwing it in the dirt or hurrying up and run. I'm telling you what's going to happen. And if they don't do it, the Chargers will. That's all that's going to happen. Eventually, a team is going to catch up. It's actually one of the most simple things to do. If the Jets just made sure the defensive end stayed home at the quarterback all game, we would have got blown out in this game. All the Jets had to do is make sure that the defensive end didn't collapse down to the running back every time. Like, was there a play that Tua didn't get the whole defense on the fake handoff? We did it like 10 times. And every time they all were like, oh, Tua has it by himself. No. Your team's going to be like, hey, you see this happening all game versus the Jets. You don't let this happen. I don't care about the running back. Don't worry about the running back. Go straight to the quarterback. If he hand it off, oh well. But you know how many sacks or pressures or rushes you're going to get just going straight to him? Because they're going to try to fake the handoff a lot. That's what's going to happen. And you're going to see that. It's actually real simple. The Jets are just that bad. I'm sitting there watching it the whole game like, yeah, this might be a fake handoff. Yep, fake. Dang, the whole defense went with it. It's crazy to me. So you'll see what I'm talking about. And this is what y'all going to say. Oh, my gosh, the offensive line. Gosh, man, these guys keep coming in unblocked. No, it's the play call. It's supposed to be a naked. Nobody's supposed to block. It's to sell the run so that everybody could collapse down the line of scrimmage. So remember when I told y'all, when I said this, so don't be blaming the O-line. It's actually the way the play is designed for nobody to block them, to win the play fake. Y'all gonna see what I'm talking about. We gonna try it. Guy's gonna be right into a face, and he gonna be trying to get rid of the football. And hopefully it doesn't become a disaster. You'll see. If the Panthers don't learn from it, because they're a bad team too, but I think they will. When you are successful that many times in one game, you don't think they watching it? The Panthers already played. What do you think their team homework was tonight? Think about that, y'all. What do you think the Panthers team homework was tonight? Everybody was assigned, make sure you watch the game. They might have even all watched it together. All right, y'all come on in Monday night. We're going to watch the game together. They might have even watched it together all through the game. If you don't see that, if you're not staying home on the back end, you're going to get killed every time. So I'm telling you, team's going to easily adjust to it. And if they don't adjust and the Dolphins do it again, that's successful, now you got 2 games of it being successful. You don't think the Chargers going to adjust? And if the Chargers don't adjust, you got 3 games being successful of it. You don't think the Falcons going to adjust? Eventually, you're going to get to the right team like the Ravens and the Buffalo Bills, the good teams, and they're going to be all over it, and they're going to make you look bad, and you're going to be like, what's going on? Oh, my gosh, we suck. No, the other teams just suck for not doing their job. Y'all think a lot of the stuff we do be dictated by us? That's how bad we've been. Other teams have dictated what we do. And I did not think a team could execute worse than us, but the Jets, man, they did it tenfold tonight. So it's Dolphins' fault they did not adjust. That's crazy work. I never see y'all want to take it to the extreme. Stop watching me just argue or rebuttal what I say. When did I once say it's the Dolphins' fault they didn't adjust? When did I once say that? When did I once say it's the Dolphins' fault they didn't adjust? You're just missing my point. My point is, don't think that that's the secret to what we're doing. That's where our success is going to come this season. We got to mix it up. We can't rely on something that teams are going to adjust to. That's the point that I'm making here. I'm not knocking us. Oh my gosh, the Jets didn't get us on a naked. Oh my gosh, terrible us that they didn't get it. Like, what sense do that make? The point that I'm making is some people saying this is the key. This is the X factor. This is what's going to unlock the offense. And I'm telling them, no, you got to be multiple. You can't say, oh, that's the new identity. Teams are going to be all over that. It's an easy fix for them. So we got to be better in other facets of the game. That's the point I'm making. Like, some of y'all accuse me of things that don't even make sense. I'm blaming us because the Jets are terrible. No. It's beneficial to us that they were terrible. But don't think that that was a great performance that we can live off of every week. There are literally 20 teams in the NFL. If we play like we did tonight, we lose. We lose. That's the point I'm making. And it's the same point I make every season with y'all. Stop thinking you're doing something when you do it against the worst teams in the league. Win a game against a great team like that. That's all. I've been preaching this year after year, and it's been clockwork. Matter of fact, I've been 95% on this point. The only time I was wrong on this point was against the Cowboys. A good team when we beat them, and they turned the ball over 3 times. This is why we don't beat good teams. And this is why y'all be delusional thinking we better than we are because of nights like tonight. I'm not complaining about tonight, but we got to be better than what we showed. Freaking Jets. Should have mopped the floor with them and put them away by the third quarter. We also kept them in the game. Let's not forget that. I'm talking about trying to have winning football to where we can dominate and really feel like we got a chance to actually not only make the playoffs, but finally win a playoff game. When are y'all going to care about that? I want that so bad. That's why I critique everything. It's a problem when I critique everything, but coaches can stand on a podium and say, yeah, we did good tonight, but that doesn't matter. Only thing that matters are the things that we can improve so that we can actually get better and be in a better position down the road. A coach can say that, and it's like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But I said, oh, my gosh, why are you complaining? We won. Because it's the same poop, different restroom. We do this every year. Did I not predict us to win this game? I predicted us to win this game 27-17. Dolphins roundtable. We going to win this game 27-17. A-Chain's going to go off. Tyreek's going to have a big game. Tua's going to be solid in this game. He's not going to turn the ball over. I said it on Dolphins Collective. AFC East roundtable, same thing. Dolphins will win 27-17. Only concern I have is Fields' mobility. He's a mobile quarterback. He can really hurt us tonight, but we're the better team. We'll win anyway. I've said this everywhere I've went. It's not like I'm sitting here like, oh, we're going to lose and then we won and then I'm pooping on the team. Like, it's not rocket science. You should know we were going to win this game. I said it everywhere. Didn't just spring it out there as a surprise. No. And a matter of fact, how we won and what we were going to do, I was spot on. I literally said A-Chain's going to have a big game. Tyreek going to go off in this game, and he was until he got hurt. I said Darren Waller is going to unlock us. He's going to be that guy that can attack in areas that we've been missing. And Tua not going to turn the ball over. He's going to play well. The only thing I was wrong about Tua, I thought that he'd have 3 touchdowns. I said he'd have 300. This would be one of those games where he get about 300 yards, 260 to 300, and he'll have 2 or 3 touchdowns with no turnovers. And the sad thing is, I believe I even said he might fumble one, but we'll probably recover it. But, we'll win this game. Almost everything I said happened. And Fields will be our only threat. Everything. And so that's why I try to tell y'all, it's not a surprise. And I'm not pooping on the team. What I'm saying is they did what they were supposed to do. I just wish they would have did it better. Because I expected better. But I'll take the W. But we got to be better if we're going to beat these other teams. Because they're going to easily figure out the things that we did in this game because it wasn't rocket science. Reek was so happy on the cart, he ain't got to play with Tua anymore. Stop that, man. That was a fake smile. That was like, man, man, this is crazy. But you know what? It is what it is, man. I'm going to be joyous anyway. He was telling himself, keep my head up. Whatever this is, this ain't good. But you know what? I'm appreciative anyway. That's that smile. That's that smile he gave. It had nothing to do with Tua not wanting to play with him or happy he didn't have to play with him. It had nothing to do with that. It was just one of those, this absolutely sucks. But you know what? Count it all joy. It's all right, y'all. We're going to be all right. We move forward. And yeah, it could very well be the last time they're being in the Dolphins jersey. Stuff like that, you never know if he ever even can move the same. I don't know. We shall see. Time will tell. It always does. It always does. Tua is trash. Nah, y'all got to stop. I understand some of y'all don't like Tua, but Tua, I keep telling y'all, Tua is a good quarterback. I just feel like he's good enough not to be good enough, man. He'll just never really get you over the hump. But he's still a good quarterback. He is what we have right now. We go to war with him. I'm fine with it. But if this team ever want to be serious about doing something crazy special, they're going to have to upgrade not just the quarterback, the coach, the general manager, and this roster. But yeah. Yeah, he's collecting NFL money and Fortnite money on the couch. You know what? Tyreek gonna get his money. He lucky he got that extension last year because now he gets paid for the rest of the year, obviously. And now they're gonna have to cut him next year. They're gonna have to cut him. Yeah. Or you never know though, or maybe they say, "Hey man, we're gonna keep Tyreek one more year." I doubt it though. This team would actually have to win 10 games and make a wild card for them to even consider that. To even consider it, y'all. Like when you really look at it, he's still under contract next year. The problem with his contract next year is that he has a $52 million cap hit, which they do not expect to pay. Never were going to pay. I mean, this year he's a $28 million cap hit, but next year he's $52 million. And here's the crazy part about next year. Even if you cut him, he's still going to count $28 million against the dead cap. And in 2027, you got $12 million of void money. So even if you move on from Tyreek, you got a $28 million dead cap hit for next year. Now they could spread it out for 2 years, 14, but he already got void money in 2027. Matter of fact, I think this thing will simulate. Here's what will happen. If they release him next offseason, when the season is over, right? He will be a $28 million dead cap straight up. And they'll only save $23 million. So to save $24 million, actually, you cut him, but he's still going to be a $28 million cap hit next year. If you trade him, which is highly unlikely, you still got a $28 million dead cap next year and only save $23 million. Now, the receiving team, they'll have to deal with that remaining money, or they could restructure him a deal. So you can still get an asset next year, but who's going to want to trade? There's really no benefit either way. It's the same money, trade or just cut. So a team ain't going to pay you draft compensation when they can just wait on you to cut them and see if they can sign them. Now, post June 1st, here's where it gets tricky. Post June 1st, designation might be what they do. It's still the same situation. The only difference is you get to spread out the dead cap. So Tyreek going to be a post June 1st. I'm looking at it now. Tyreek is going to be a post June 1st cut or trade. But if somebody want to eat the contract. Because He'll only be 16 million dead cap next year and 13 million dead cap the year after. So they spread it out, still dead cap. And you'll save 36 million in 26 because you're splitting it up. Either way, he counting against our books for 1 year or 2 years, depending on how you want to eat it. Now, so that's Tyreek Hill's situation. That's Tyreek's situation. The problem with it all is Tua's contract is really the issue. Tua's contract is really the catalyst for the Miami Dolphins next year because they didn't extend the money this year to give them flexibility. And next year, Tua Tagovailoa is a $56 million cap hit with 99 million dead cap. That's crazy work. That's next year. Now, here's the crazy part for Tua. Let me find it here. Yes, this was the problem with Tua's contract. March 14th, fully guaranteed. He guaranteed next year's contract because he was on the roster on March 14th. Now, I want to show y'all something that's crazy, right? Next year, Tua has a roster bonus, option bonus, excuse me. $15 million that's exercised between the first and third league day of 26. Soon as the season over, the first through the third day of the league, he gets an option bonus that's exercised. He also $3 million of 2027 salary fully guarantees third league day of 2026. Injury guarantee at sign. An additional 17 million of the 2027 salary fully guarantees third league day of 2027 injury guarantee. So the Dolphins, when it comes to Tua Tagovailoa, this is why many feel like he's going to be on the roster next year. Because if you release Tua in the offseason, he's a $99 million dead cap hit. And you don't save any money. If you trade him, he's still a $45 million dead cap hit. And you save $11 million. If he's a post June 1st, he's a $67.4 million dead cap and $31 million a year after. Tua will be on this roster next year, y'all. He will be on the roster next year no matter what. And trust me when I tell you, the roster will be worse. Exit Tyreek, exit Chubb, and all of these 1 and 2 year contracts you just did, what you going to bring them back on more 1 and 2 year deals? I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. Now, after 2026, which is more likely to move on, if you cut Tua, you got a $35 million cap hit and you save 18. That's easy. That's nothing to these teams. Post June 1st, even more savings, and you get to split it up. Yeah, Tua has this year and next year. Like, people need to realize, even if we went 1 and 16, Tua got this year and next year. So he's going to be here no matter how you want to swing it. Okay? That's just the reality. Anywho, let's see real quick. put this here real quick. All right, y'all. Anyway, I'm finna get up out of here for the night. We'll have Victory Monday tomorrow, Victory Tuesday tomorrow, obviously. I'm gonna drop the link, bring everybody in, see what everybody got to say about the team and how everything is going. We'll get more on Tyreek. We'll know more and we'll see from there. All right. Anyway, for now, love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Fins up no matter what. Hey, 1 week at a time, man. This is a big win and we'll keep going from there. All right. Love y'all. See you soon. Fins up no matter what. Good win for the Dolphins. Peace, y'all. I am out. Let's go. We'll move forward. We'll build on this. I'm out, y'all.